Alright, hey guys, Lux99 here, coming at you another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Smackdown, the 4th of July special. Now, I have taken a lot of notes, and it was a 2-hour-long show, so let's just get started right away. Be sure to check out all my other reviews. So, Smackdown is in Newark, New Jersey, this week, and our commentators, as usual, are Michael Cole and JBL. We start things off with Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. He basically comes out to say of how he's going to cash in his contract, and he says he will be the new face of the WWE. And then Ambrose comes out. Ambrose comes out, and he just looks like a complete psycho. I love Ambrose. He talks of how he's going to haunt him. A recap is shown of what happened on Monday, of how Ambrose prevented Rollins from cashing in. And then he says the briefcase is not a blessing, it is a curse. And then Rollins says Ambrose can't stop him. Ambrose beats the crap out of Rollins. Orton comes and saves Rollins. And then Reigns comes. Ambrose and Reigns clean house. Triple H comes and announces Ambrose versus Orton and bans Reigns, or else he will be taken out of the Battleground main event. In my opinion, this was a fantastic segment, great way to start the show, and I love this Ambrose versus Rollins feud. It's just pure hatred between these two, and just both are such great talents, not only on the mic, but also inside the ring. I also like how they are slowly building towards Reigns versus Triple H. I think that's going to be a huge matchup of once it finally comes. So our first match is Sheamus versus Del Rio. This was a U.S. title match. And why Sheamus out first if he's the champion? That was my question. I just don't think he should come out if it's a title match. And there was a long history between these two. Of course, they feuded all of summer 2012, and both were in the ladder match Sunday. At the start, it was just a little brawl, and then Del Rio hits a huge kick after a snapmare. Rolling senton from Sheamus, clothesline from Del Rio, and then Sheamus was laying on the apron. Del Rio hit a big boot. Del Rio throws him into the steps. And then this was the first holy crap moment of the match, in my personal opinion, even though it wouldn't really hurt Sheamus that much more. But Del Rio hits a backstabber onto the ring apron, which was really cool and just very unique. Del Rio's a lot more aggressive, but like I said on my Superstars review on the same day this is coming out, I love his in-ring work. I love Del Rio's in-ring work. But his character is just so stale and so boring. It's hard to invest yourself in his character. And then the second oh my god moment was of when we came back from commercial, of where Sheamus hits a high cross body that sends both of them over the top rope. Sheamus then comes back after Del Rio dominates him for a while. He hits an Irish Curse backbreaker for 2. And then the third oh my god moment is when Del Rio countered a tilt-a-whirl slam from Sheamus into a huge DDT, planting Sheamus right on his head. I really enjoyed that. And then Sheamus, the 10 beats a battering on the top rope, throws Del Rio off, and then hits a battering ram. Sheamus counters the cross arm breaker with the Texas Cloverleaf. Del Rio finally locks in the cross arm breaker. Sheamus picks him up and slams him in the corner. Del Rio then hits a super kick. Del Rio goes for the moonsault. Sheamus hits the brogue. This was an absolutely amazing match. They had so many unique and cool moments, variations of moves, reversals. I just love this match, and Sheamus picks up a huge victory and retains his U.S. title. Stardust and Goldust talk about their names. I love this tag team. They're really unique, and Cody's flying with this gimmick. And Reigns says he will walk out of Battleground as the champ in an interview. Bo Dallas is out next. Bo Dallas says he will enter the Battleground Battle Royal for the championship. Talks about the injured superstars. And Bo Dallas versus Diego. Bo Dallas first calls El Torito really cute, which is pretty funny. And then he copies the Olay chant and gets drop kicked. Dallas then comes back with a clothesline. Diego hits some high-flying offense, and then Bo rows Diego off the top rope and hits the Bo Dog. 12 and Bo. The streak lives, and it was a decent match. Bo is easily one of my favorites right now, just because of his comedy factor to his character. He has me laughing out loud at some points. He's just so funny, and the character fits him perfectly. And then he tells El Torito to believe, and then Torito gores him. Bo says no goring, and then Torito does his little dance, and then Bo hits a huge slam on him. And up next, Jericho's back on Smackdown, which is awesome. He talks about returning, and then the Wyatt family. He says he's ready for the family, wants to fight. Wyatt then cuts a great promo. Jericho calls him out, but here comes the Miz. Miz is still mad about Monday. Jericho hits a codebreaker. Good promos all the way around in this little segment. This Wyatt versus Y2J feud, has the potential to be one of the best of the year. That is what I wrote down. I just think it's going to be pure gold between these two. And Miz in the middle of this feud is kind of cool as well. Up next was Big E versus Cesaro. It wasn't really much of a match, but Big E as this all-American preacher is not really working for me. Another weak promo this today, and it just wasn't. It's hard to believe this character when you see Big E being this comedy master on Instagram and Twitter. I want to see that character. I don't want to see this boring, generic, all-American preacher that he's been doing lately. He says he will fight for Kofi and just blah blah blah. And my early pick for the championship battle royal was Cesaro. Big E has absolutely no chance despite being the former champion before Barrett. Big boot from Cesaro right away, barricade slams. Big E hits a clothesline on the outside, throws Cesaro to the timekeeper's area. Cesaro hits a couple of chair shots, hip toss on the table. Big E belly to belly release suplex on the outside. And I love this side of Cesaro. He's just so aggressive inside the ring. And I just love Cesaro in general. He's a fantastic talent. And this was a very entertaining brawl that built up both guys and the Battle Royal, which I think is going to be a really good match. I love Battle Royals, so it'll be interesting to see one for the championship on at Battleground. Up next was probably the worst match of the night, easily. Eva Marie versus AJ Lee, the Divas Champion. Paige is watching the match. I love having AJ back. She's probably my favorite diva. Paige is probably my second favorite. Her winning the title makes this feud with Paige seem more real and seems like a lot more is on the line. And then Eva is just absolutely pathetic inside the ring. I can't stand her. I don't mind her on the show now, on Toe Divas. I used to not stand her, but I don't mind her now on the show. But inside the ring, it just disgusts me that she's on the main roster. She does not deserve a spot and does not deserve to be in a match with the champion like AJ. AJ basically wins with the Black Widow in a handshake between Paige and AJ. This is a very interesting angle for them to go for this feud. But I am glad that they are giving the Divas solid storylines. Up next comes Rusev. WWE just needed to have Rusev on this 4th of July show. It just made sense. And especially because Rusev is so over with these crowds. He's working these USA chants from the crowd every single time he comes out here. And he just beats the crap out of Sandow. Lana talks about fat Americans and Putin. And then here comes Swagger. It's amazing of how Rusev has the power to turn Swagger from an over heel, to a strong babyface. It's just absolutely incredible of how over this character is. And Zeb Quiz's Lana, We the People, is just so loud, and I love this storyline. It screams Golden Era, and it's been fantastic so far, and we've only seen it for 2 shows, which is just incredible. Next, we have our main event, Randy Orton versus Ambrose. Rollins joins the commentary team, which he was a beast on commentary, I'm not gonna lie. I really like Dean's music and his attire. It really fits his wild persona. And right at the start of the match, we have a nice brawl back and forth. Orton starts to work on the arm, then hits a drop kick. Dean goes for the yo-yo clothesline, and then Orton just kicks him back down, and Dean goes to the outside. Orton, as we come back from commercial break, Orton swats Dean Ambrose away from a missile dropkick for 2. Dean then goes shoulder first into the post. Orton just continues to work on the arm, back suplex on the barricade, and then Ambrose counters Ambrose counters Orton, and then throws Orton shoulder first into the post. Ambrose then comes back, a second rope uppercut, suicide dive. Ambrose goes for Rollins. I wrote down, this is going to be feud of the year. This is my prediction for feud of the year. It's just absolutely incredible, the chemistry that these two have. I talked about them earlier before, but it deserves a second note, because it's just, this feud is incredible, and it's one of the reasons why WWE is on a roll right now. Ambrose then hits the yo-yo clothesline. Orton counters the Dirty Deeds into his power slam. Ambrose counters the rope DDT, throws him over, goes for a suicide dive again, and Rollins hits him with the briefcase right on the injured shoulder. Smart move there to not hit him in the head. You want to work on the injured shoulder. And then an RKO. Good match with the right finish, just to build up this Rollins and Ambrose feud even more. And you don't want to have Orton looking weak into the Battleground main event, but you also don't want Ambrose looking weak, because he's supposed to be this man who prevents Mr. Money in the Bank from cashing in this contract for a whole year. At least that's what he says. Then they start working on Ambrose. Rollins is going to go for the knee dive right onto the arm, but then Reigns throws him off, hits a Superman punch on Orton, goes for the spear on Orton, and Orton just runs away. This is probably going to be a tag team match that will happen on Raw, but I'm not sure. And now I'm going to start doing Match of the Night on these reviews. And in my opinion, Match of the Night tonight was Sheamus versus Del Rio. These two absolutely stole the house. It was a barn burner, and like I said before, it's just absolutely incredible. And overall show, this was a fantastic edition of Friday Night Smackdown. Every match was great, and every segment was solid and progressed storylines. Usually Smackdown is like a B show where they show recaps, but this one was really worth watching. We had a great title match, a pretty good main event, solid segments. Jericho was on it, Bo Dallas shined. It was just a really good Smackdown, and it was worth watching. So please check out my other reviews, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Lokester99, and I'll see you all later.